did it for you.
I don't know what you had to tell her that for. You put me in a very difficult position, marine biologist. I'm very uncomfortable with this whole thing.
Yeah, with all due respect, I would think it's right up your alley.
Well, it's not up my alley. It's one thing if I make it up. I know what I'm doing. I know my alleys. You got me in the Galapagos Islands living with the turtles. I don't know where the hell I am.
Well, you came in the other day with all that whale stuff, the squeaking and the squealing and...
Look, why couldn't you make me an architect? You know I always wanted to pretend that I was an architect. Well, I'm supposed to see her tomorrow. I'm going to tell her what's going on. I mean, maybe she just likes me for me.
Hey, you want these? I don't want them.
What?
I stink! I can't play. The ball is just sitting there, Jerry, and I can't hit it. I only hit one really good ball that went way out there.
Of course, with evolution, the octopus lost the nostrils and took on the more familiar look that we know today.
Really?
Yeah. But if you still look closely, you can see a little bump where the nose used to be. But enough about fish. I can discuss other things, you know, architecture.
Here, there's a beached whale. She's dying.
Is anyone here a marine biologist?
Save the whale, George. For me.
So I started to walk into the water. I won't lie to you, boys. I was terrified. But I pressed on. And as I made my way past the breakers, a strange calm came over me. I don't know if it was divine intervention or the kinship of all living things, but I tell you, Jerry, at that moment, I was a marine biologist.
George, I've just been reading this thing in the paper. It's unbelievable.
I know, I was just telling them the story.
Well, come on, George, finish the story.
The sea was angry that day, my friends. Like an old man trying to send back soup in a deli. I got about 50 feet out, and suddenly, the great beast appeared before me. I tell you, he was 10 stories high if he was a foot. As if sensing my presence, he let out a great bellow. I said, "Easy, big fella." And then, as I watched him struggling, I realized that something was obstructing its breathing. From where I was standing, I could see directly into the eye of the great fish.
Mammal.
Whatever.
Hey, what did you do next?
Well, then, from out of nowhere, a huge tidal wave lifted me, tossed me like a cork, and I found myself right on top of him, face to face with the blowhole. I could barely see from the waves crashing down upon me, but I knew something was there. So I reached my hand in, felt around, and pulled out the obstruction.
What is that, a Titleist? A hole in one, huh?
Well, the crowd must have gone wild.
Oh, yes, yes. Yes, Jerry, they were all over me. It was like Rocky 1. Diane came up to me, threw her arms around me, kissed me. We both had tears streaming down our faces. I never saw anyone so beautiful. It was at that moment that I decided to tell her that I was not a marine biologist.
Wow. What did she say?
Told me to go to hell, and I took the bus home.
All right, let's go.